there guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Sophia if you're new here, and I post home decor and DIY content every single Sunday. And this Sunday I decided I was going to take you guys to the thrift store with me as I hunt and search for McGee Co home decor dupes and show you how I implement them in my home. But also I wanted to introduce you to today's sponsor, Squarespace. If you've never heard of Squarespace, they are like the place to go if you're interested in starting your own website, but more on them a little later. For now, let's head on over to the thrift store. But just very quickly, before we head on over to the thrift store, I just want to quickly mention a little bit about Studio McGee and McGee Co. If you're not familiar, they have their show on Netflix called Dream Home Makeover. They also have a very affordable home decor line through Target, and I've bought so many pieces and they're all incredible. But I did want to share with you guys that it is possible to get a Studio McGee or McGee Co. style by shopping at the thrift store. So I want to go through each section by section. We're going to start with wooden decor. So they sell this easel on the McGee Co. site, and I found this one at the thrift store for only $2.99. I also found this wooden vase that I think is just so beautiful. No DIYs need to be done to this vase. They're one of a kind for only $4.99. And then I also found this wooden item. I'm not exactly sure its intention, but I would totally use this as a vase for only $1.99. And some of you guys might remember when I took these wooden bowls from the thrift store and I made these connected wooden links to replicate the ones that I saw on the McGee Co. site. But I also found these curtain hooks that are wooden, which would be so much easier if you just cut slits in these instead. It would take so much less time and you would get a very similar effect. Something that you always can seem to find at the thrift store are a variety of different beautiful wooden bowls like this one for only $3.99. And I'm going to show you how quickly you can get a beautiful vignette for your kitchen by taking that wooden bowl, this pitcher for only $5.99, some wooden spoons that I also picked up from the thrift store, these golden candlesticks also inspired by McGee Co. And for just $18, you have a beautiful display in your kitchen. You can always find so many different tones, different sizes of wooden bowls, and they just add such a warmth to a space, especially if everything you have is new. If you have like a new build home, this can really add that rustic element that really makes the space feel aged and complete. The next thing you should be looking out for if you have very McGee Co. inspired style is candle holders, and more specifically ceramic candle holders. They don't have a ton on their website, but they do have this little one, and it's already pretty affordable, but I found this one for only $1.99 at the thrift store. Now, I'm not crazy about the birds, but the shape is spot on. And as I showed you earlier in that kitchen display, you can always find brass, gold, silver candlestick holders everywhere in the thrift store. And they range usually, I found them as cheap as 50 cents and as much as $2.99. I've never seen it more than that. And they just really add this sort of vintage eclectic element to your space, especially like I said, if everything's really new, it gives it such a warmth. And again, showing you how versatile these brass candlesticks really are. You can pair it with pretty much anything, like this amber glass vase that looks really similar to one that I found on the McGee Co. site, and you can stick it with whatever florals you have on hand. And also taking that easel, putting a beautiful picture on it, instantly upgrades your space. Now, this is the section I really go like absolutely crazy for, and that's the vases and the pottery. You can find so much pottery that is so beautiful at the thrift store for such an affordable price. Like this, I think these are milk glass, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's so affordable and it really does give a vintage eclectic vibe. Or I found this jug vase for only $4.99. It's the right shape, it's the right color, it's so much more affordable. You stick whatever florals you might have. I decided to do some baby's breath and stick it on a shelf in my bathroom, and it looks so beautiful. And then I found this beautiful black like enamel pitcher for only $9.99, which looks so similar to the one on the McGee Co. site, and they are charging $248. But it's not all vases. You can find beautiful bowls that look very similar to the ones that I found on the McGee Co. site for literally pennies in comparison. And taking a little break from thrifting, I just wanted to remind you all that this video is sponsored by Squarespace. And if you've never heard of Squarespace, they are a user-friendly online platform for starting your own website. And I know this past year, so many of us made some major changes in our career given the circumstances. So whether that be you've gotten into sales, or maybe you're getting into photography and you need more of like a portfolio style of a website, Squarespace does it all. My favorite thing about Squarespace is definitely the variety of templates they have available, making it super user-friendly and customizable. They make it so that all of the designs are mobile-friendly, making it really easy to work no matter where you are. So when you're all ready to get started, head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/FIAGARCIA to use my coupon code FIAGARCIA to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. And now let's get back into the thrifting. I found this beautiful floor vase. Now, it wasn't exactly like the one from McGee Co, but I think it definitely has that vibe. Then there's also really like practical items you can find at the thrift store, like this cork vase was only $2.99. And then everybody's favorite thing is like the double-armed little vases. These would be so easy to flip with just a little bit of paint and baking soda, and you could totally transform these items. And sometimes it's these little knickknacks that just they get you, and you can end up spending hundreds of dollars styling a shelf when if you went to the thrift store, it would save you so much money. McGee Co inspired artwork and mirrors. Now this is where things can get really, really expensive. Like this mirror is enormous and it was only $49.99 in comparison to the one that I did find on McGee Co site, or really any high-end decor site selling mirrors that look just like this for thousands of dollars. Another big trend we're seeing in just mirrors and frames right now is an arch shape. So if you are at the thrift store and you see one and you're like, oh, but I don't like the color, you can always paint it, and it's such an easy fix. Now, in terms of the artwork, they definitely have a very like California coastal feel. So I found this huge print of the beach, and it's only $14.99, and it looks pretty similar to this one that they're selling for $900. And the major difference though, I feel like, is it needs a frame. So if you can DIY a frame, that is incredible. Another very trendy thing that McGee Co does is they take a lot of watercolor vintage prints and put them in a brass or a gold frame, and it looks so beautiful styled on shelves. You can find so many of them at the thrift store for literally like $4.99 to $9.99, very affordable, and it just looks beautiful. Next up are the baskets and boxes. Again, so many options here, right? There's always so many boxes and baskets at the thrift store. I found this one that would be the perfect thing to DIY, so you might be seeing this in a future video, for only $3.99. And I found this little one that looks really similar to the one I found on the McGee Co site. If you just wanted to take like a little wooden bead, glue it to the top. I also found this little wooden box for such an affordable price. It's in really good shape. Now the hole is kind of small, so I don't know exactly what you're putting in here, but definitely a trendy item. Now this isn't necessarily a box per se, but it is some form of storage, and it looks really similar for only $3.99. I also found this, which I thought was interesting. I've never seen it before, and it's like a tray, perfect probably for a picnic, for only $7.99, but you could separate those pieces and use the basket on top of a coffee table, and then obviously use the dish whenever you're baking. So for about $4 a piece, it's a really good price. You can always find such a variety of shapes and sizes and tones. Like this little round one looks so similar to the one on McGee Co's site, as well as this one. Now you would just maybe want to remove the handle and stick a vase inside, but very similar for only $1.49. This one has a very kind of California coastal vibe for such an affordable price. You could use this as a trash bin, you could use this as a planter, and it's only $4.99. I also found this like little box magazine holder with this bamboo handle, and I thought that was a really unique shape and looks really similar to this one on the McGee Co site. It's definitely a lighter wood tone, and you could totally make it work. There's such a variety at the thrift store, so I encourage you guys to check it out. Next, I want to talk about the McGee Co textiles and fabrics. They are known for mixing styles, and they do it so well and it's so effortless. But don't sleep on the sections in the thrift store. Like, my favorite new hack is to take a skirt and make it into a throw pillow, because that is the best way to get good fabric, and you already have the sides essentially done. You just need to do the top and the bottom. For example, all of these skirts at the Goodwill are only $3.50, and you can find a variety of texture, pattern, color, pretty much any sort of style of skirt that could be transformed into a pillow, and it would look incredible at a fraction of the cost. But if you want to be like a super DIYer, you're really good at sewing, or you have a sewing machine, they have whole sections at the thrift store dedicated to fabric, and I have found so much beautiful vinyl there, leather there. You guys always ask about this brown pillow. I bought that fabric in the thrift store, and it was such a good price. And speaking of vinyl and leather, you can totally transform like this little makeup bag for only $5.99 and use it for so many different DIY projects. Or maybe you just want to add a little leather handle. They have collections of belts for such an affordable price, like attaching one to a cutting board, I think is a super cute idea. And lastly, I want to talk about the literature that they sell on the McGee Co site. It's obviously going to be really heavy in interior design, but they sell all sorts of books. Books about traveling, books about old world style, books about food even. So really check out your thrift store and surf through the books, because I can guarantee you that you will find something that would look beautiful styled on a coffee table, yes, but also things that you're really interested in learning about, and also it's at a fraction of the price. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because I post home decor and DIY content every single Sunday. And a special thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out the link in the description box below. And let me know, guys, if you like this style of a video, if there's other home decor sites you guys want me to go thrifting for, let me know. And I hope I see you guys next Sunday. Bye.